And this is how we welcome you to Artistic Spot, a show about art, talent, and entrepreneurship, where you are also the artist. In Artistic Spot, we're actors in our movies, singers in our musicals, and writers of our books. Speaking about singers in our musicals, today we have a very special guest. Yan Diaz is joining us to share the story behind this 25-year-old actor in Central Florida, in Orlando. Join us in discovering the story behind Yan Diaz.
My name is Yan Diaz, and I'm an actor and performer from Orlando, Florida. So I grew up in Caguas, Puerto Rico. I lived there until I was 10 years old, and that's when my family decided to move to America. I actually made them move to America because I wanted to pursue musical theater since I saw High School Musical. And I remember when I was little and I was on the computer just looking High School Musical, High School Musical. And then all of a sudden, Cheetah Rivera popped up. And I was like, wow, I want to do that, what Cheetah Rivera does. So after that, I made my family. I was like, I want to move to America. And I moved with my dad, actually. He lived there already. He lived here already in Orlando, Florida. And that's when I started getting interested in musical theater more. And that's when I entered high school. And that's when I started in the theater department. So that's how I started my love for theater. I would say High School Musical started the passion, but I think it was Cheetah Rivera that actually made me say, I want to do that. I remember I saw a video from her performing America / All That Jazz. And it was like this number where they were pulling her legs everywhere and she was jumping and dancing. And I was like, I want to do that. But in Puerto Rico, there's not many opportunities for performers. There's nothing, actually. We don't take theater classes in the high school, middle school, elementary. Nobody talks about theater because it's like taboo, I guess. But yeah, I think it was when I saw Cheetah Rivera perform All That Jazz in America. She's a Puerto Rican woman, I'm a Puerto Rican man. So it was the first time I saw a Puerto Rican in that type of genre, musical theater. And then that's when I started my research. I also found Rita Moreno, who's an icon, just like Cheetah Rivera. They both play Anita. So it was those two performers that really inspired me to become an actor. Is putting myself in other people's shoes and their experiences and how they go about their life. So when I start working on a character, I usually go towards that. Like, what's their motivation? Why are they there? Why do I want to put myself in those shoes? And it's all that, yeah. So what I've learned from each character is perseverance. And example for Hedwig, that's not a material. It's not my style of musical theater. So indulging myself in the material and her life experiences, it was really gratifying to me. So it inspired me to seek more roles that have more meaning in them. So Ragtime, Gorgeous, I feel like it was something very, very special. I gloat about it. I smile every time I think about it. It's been one of the best experiences of my life. I say originating a role and kind of creating that kind of role. So the next thing on my list is creating more original work. I think that's what I want to focus on, and comedy. I want to focus more on comedy now. So during Gorgeous, I saw this casting call, creating new work. I've heard about Donald before. I heard that he creates amazing material. I've seen his past shows. So I was like, I need to get in there. I need to be part of this theater. I need to work on this production. And I saw that we got to create a comedy character. So I saw there was suggestions for roles, and there was one that was like drag and Asian. And I was like, what if I make it Puerto Rican? Why not? So I went into the audition. I actually wrote a piece for my audition. We were supposed to do a pageant. So I came in with a monologue that I actually wrote. And it was like 2 minutes of me just like being Puerto Rican and being myself and being crazy, just like Gorgeous was. So that was very, very special. And I will forever remember that experience. So I always was interested in, I always wanted to do a pageant show. So I'm a makeup artist. So of course I wanted to bring that into what I love already. So I saw that casting call and it said drag queen. I said, you know what? I'm gonna put a spin on it. So actually my audition video, I did like a Q&A and I pretended to be a Puerto Rican. My name was Carmen Maria Gonzalez Natal Rivera Rodriguez da Tercera. And it was like a whole interview and they were asking me, it was like random questions I came up with and I was answering them like as the character. And I was like, I want to do this more. So the Ren just created that opportunity. So I went to the audition, I went to the callback, and I was kind of nervous because I've never written anything. I've never been a writer. So I wrote this whole monologue about being Puerto Rican and how my grandma did this prayer before every pageant that I was in. And it was like, have you seen Sister Act? And the whole, how Dolores creates like a whole crazy prayer that's not even real. And then I went into talking how my boyfriend was in prison, how I had this book called The History of America in 101 Pictures, and how I learned about America and how I wanted to meet President John F. Kennedy, which he passed away. But Blessica is that kind of crazy cuckoo character. And actually, Donald asked me to send him the monologue that I wrote, and it was included in the show. So that was a very gratifying thing for me. So at the first rehearsal was the moment where I was like, this is gonna be something special. So every single person in the first read-through that we did blocking for the first day. And we were all 100%. Every single person in that cast was 100% committed. So it inspired me to be like, okay, I gotta go hard. We gotta create something special. So my highlight from the show was actually my first entrance, just walking in and being indulged in that space of like this small town, how nobody knows what a Puerto Rican is, nobody knows what a Latina is. So coming in to like a room of a white community, it was I got to put my life experience on this role. So I guess that would be the most gratifying part of the whole process. So moving from Puerto Rico was kind of hard. English was always a hard thing with me, learning English and that process. So I was like, I have to put my all into learning English if I want to become a performer, if I want to become a successful performer, actor, and go around America and perform, which is what I always wanted to do. My family was none of them are singers, none of them are actors, none of them are dancers. So I grew up, my brother's in the army, my sister, she's a doctor. Like everyone has different careers that does not involve art. So it was always hard trying to express what I wanted to do, because growing as a Puerto Rican is very machismo, so being gay and being a performer was not what they thought I was going to become. It's not what they wanted me to become, but my family has been the most supportive people in my life. They go to all my shows. They're always in the front row. Even though I tell them not to be in the front row, they're always in the front row. So their support means a lot to me. And I have an amazing group of friends. I have my friend Ty, I have my friend Cherry, my friend Justin. They're always so supportive in everything I do. They're always there for me. They're always in every production. They're always supporting me, clapping, cheering me on. And I think that's very special. Friendship and family is very special. If I could describe myself in 3 words, I would say, I think I'm funny. I would say funny. I'll say I'm funny. Charismatic and caring. I'm very caring about my friends. What's next for me? So right now, I'm getting more into writing. It was something I didn't think I was gonna be liking and doing, but I think Donald is actually inspired me to start writing my own material. So right now, I have a notebook, and I've been writing monologues and monologues and monologues of different characters. And I want to put them like in a clip, and I want to put them all and just add it to my reel and see what's next in my writing career, I guess. I would say something that's missing that I would like more is more inclusion in theaters. That is the main thing with me, inclusion, being the correct casting, diversity in productions. I think people of color deserve more doors to be open. And that's what I want to do. I want to open doors and help my friend open doors and go through their doors that they open and, bring more Latino stories forward and into like the theater community. Because I feel like Hispanics don't usually go towards theater. They go more towards film or music. But the Orlando theater community has incredible Hispanic performers. There's been many productions where it's like a whole production of like Puerto Ricans, Dominicans, Cubans, Mexicans, all the Latinos. And yeah. So for me as an actor, inclusivity and is very important to me. If I feel like, if I'm in a production where it's not inclusive or I see something wrong, I will step away from the production, always. And every Hispanic person I know does that too. But inclusion would be one of the main things I look for now when I audition. I'm more aware. Before, I don't think I was as aware of how we're treated as people, as performers, or actors. So inclusion and diversity is very important and should be done in more theaters. The Orlando theater community is actually doing that more. We have the beautiful cast of Beauty and the Beast at Garden Theater. Theater West End is about to do In the Heights with a beautiful cast of Puerto Ricans, Dominicans. I would say, yeah, that'll be it. Yes. I would say the message that I would tell the people is open your heart to change. That is my motto, you know? Open your heart to change, be accepting of everyone, whether that's color, race, language, everything. Be more open to change, especially in 2022.
It's amazing to see the story behind Yan, his experience in musical theater, but now we want to introduce you a new segment in our show, Momento Spotlight, presented by Isla Danza.
Para mí una parte cultural muy importante, nuestro baile tradicional es bomba. Yo me paso viendo videos en YouTube de bomba y trato de aprender un poco. Nunca he tenido la oportunidad de coger una clase de bomba, me encantaría. En mi cultura, en lo que crecí, lo que aprendí toda mi vida, pero nunca tuve la oportunidad de aprender a bailar bomba. Y yo pienso que todos los puertorriqueños o del país que venga es muy importante aprender la danza natal de su país. En Puerto Rico, cuando yo le decía a mi familia que quería coger baile, no me apuntaban en las clases, pero decían, y básquetbol o pelota. Vamos a jugar pelota, vamos a jugar otras cosas, y nunca tuve la oportunidad de coger danza. Si pudiera ir al tiempo para atrás, me encantaría, desde 3 años empezaría a bailar bomba y plena o tap, jazz, todo. Absolutamente me encantaría aprender de baile. Baile es una de las cosas que en el colegio aprendí y dije, wow, puedo hacer esto. ¿Me entiendes? Que no es algo que me encanta bailar. No soy el mejor, pero me encanta bailar. Y por supuesto me encantaría aprender muchas culturas, aprender de todos los bailes culturales. Sí, me encantaría hacer talleres de teatro musical, especialmente para la gente latina, que siempre ha querido aprender, pero siempre ha tenido el miedo de decirle a la familia, yo quiero hacer teatro, y la familia no acepte el teatro o arte en sí. Pero sí, me encantaría, si fuera de teatro musical, de actuación. De baile no tanto, pero me encantaría atender a talleres y clases, definitivamente, para aprender más. Yo le digo a los niños que quieren bailar o aprender a hacer teatro, que lo hagan. Es lo más gratificante del mundo. Crear un lugar, un sitio y entretener a las personas por 2 horas, que se le olvida a dónde están. Están viendo algo que... Cuando yo veo los musicales o un show de baile, yo cogía clase en Orlando Russian Ballet, ver los ballets era like, wow, es otro mundo. Uno está viendo otro mundo. Y eso es lo más especial.
We hope you have enjoyed tonight's episode with Yan Diaz. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel and keep enjoying the next stories that we have for you in Artistic Spot, where you are also the artist.